You've heard of the Phantom Troop, you've heard of the Akatsuki, heck, you've heard of the Avengers. But have you heard of the 6 Great Generals of Qin? A group of powerful individuals born from the manga series Kingdom. A group made up of 6 military powerhouses, all capable of striking fear into the hearts of men and decimating armies upon armies. Today, we'll be talking about both the first and second generation of greats. The goal by the end of this video is to confirm what my ideal 6 would be if I were allowed to make a dream team that includes greats from either generation to unify all of China. Let me know who would be included in your dream team in the comment section below. Where did the 6 Great Generals system come from, and what is its purpose? The 6 Greats is a system that was created by King Shou, Qin's 28th king, to forge a path towards fulfilling his dream of conquering all of China. The main purpose of the system is to ensure Qin's invasion speed always surpasses other kingdoms' recovery speed. As a result, the title of a 6 Great is not only that, it grants each of the 6 the authority to freely wage war. This naturally back then made Qin the most dangerous kingdom, especially in the Central Plains, where Qin was able to significantly expand their borders without pause. This might make you wonder, what separates a normal Great General from those that are part of the 6 Great Generals of Qin? In most kingdoms' military, Great General is considered the highest rank. These are individuals who usually have the most experience and talent. Being promoted to Great General means becoming a symbol of an entire kingdom's martial prowess. In other words, having the burden of consistently proving their kingdom's might by successfully leading hundreds of thousands of soldiers to victory. By now, it is no surprise that these are the figures that the common soldier looks to for guidance, and are relied on to lead important campaigns as the commander-in-chief. The thing that makes being chosen as a 6 Great so unique is that these 6 possess all these Great General qualities and more. These 6 inspire such an unimaginable level of fear that it was said, upon approaching enemy gates, entire cities would surrender without giving a single thought about defending. There is no more valuable ability than demoralizing the enemy to the point of giving up before battle even begins. Although this nightmarish reputation has meant the 6 possess a responsibility like no other. A normal Great General could not begin to imagine this sort of weight. Remember how I said Great Generals are reliable? These 6 are not only reliable, that's an understatement, but carving through armies, taking important cities, outplaying another kingdom's best general is expected of them. Now to the juicy part. Who were the original and first generation of the 6 Great Generals of Qin? What made them worthy of being chosen? Ibasaku. Little to nothing is known about him, but one thing is clear. His giant-like physique could imply a freakish martial might and him being some sort of bruiser archetype. Okotsu. Charging into battle with his mighty axe, this was the man known to be the physically strongest of the 6. Kosho. It is general knowledge in the Kingdom universe that he was someone with a mind and strategic eye like no other. He was the one that added incredible weight to Osen and Shoheikun's abilities, since he praised the first and taught the second. It's safe to assume he was Qin's greatest purely strategic general. Hakuki. Whenever this man is mentioned, it's always in an infamous light, terrorizing enemy kingdoms. Rempa described this man as someone who never took unnecessary risks. Hakuki was the most annoying to be up against because he was constantly exposing his opponent's attempts to bait him. Kyo, the one and only female member of the 6. Don't be fooled, there is a reason why she performed well as OUKI's close retainer. This was already a hint to her hidden prowess. Lo and behold, later on she proves herself as a master swordsman, the best and most offense-oriented of the 6. Last but definitely not least, OUKI. Often hailed as a great general of the heavens, it might be more fitting to say the greatest general under the heavens. He is someone that is often described as perfectly balanced, but if you ask me, him being so damn good at both offense and defense doesn't mean balance. It's called being broken in both categories. In the time we witnessed OUKI's greatness, he displayed a masterful level of intellect, easily manipulating enemy formations, and a horrifying martial might, one-shotting enemy generals. It is only right to now talk about the second and current generation of the 6 Great Generals of Qin. How do they compare to the original generation of greats? Something to note is that while the second generation owes their reputation to the original, since they were the ones that established the dread of the 6 Great General title in the first place, the second generation will be the ones that go on to unify all of China. Starting with Mobu, he is as straightforward as it gets. Personally, I don't think he's dumb and can't use strategy. He surely just refuses to use it because he's that strong. So incredibly strong that he feels like it isn't necessary. There isn't a path that he can't smash open, and after defeating Kanmei, he should be now known as the mightiest man in all of China. His original great comparison is Okotsu, Yotenwa, the king of the mountains. An entire king is part of this generation. That can't be fair. Not only is she proficient with dual blades and has displayed a decent level of strategic prowess, this doesn't begin to represent her abilities. The two things that make her terrifying are the diverse mountain tribes under her wing and her savage nature, which opens a lot of doors that would otherwise be considered inhuman behavior by normal plainsfolk. Funnily enough, her original great comparison is Kyo, KANKI, the aura farmer of this generation. Similar to Yotenwa, he has that ability to use strategy and tactics people would consider unorthodox. His cold and heartless nature make most of these plans possible. There is nothing he won't do to win. Out of the six, he relies the most on psychological warfare, and there is no one greater when it comes to turning the tables in the most unpredictable way. His original great comparison is Hakuki. Toe. Similar to Oki, he is proficient in both offense and defense. This time, I would say calling him balanced is fair. He is different to Oki. Oki was truly a monster. Toe is pretty good at both, but to me, his offense takes the cake. Compared to Mobu's brute strength, Toe's martial might, I would say, does not fall short. Instead of bludgeoning, he slices through any enemy line with his mastery of the Rasen sword technique. He may just be the most skilled swordsman of this generation. His original great comparison is Oki for obvious reasons. Last, Osen. He is purely strategic. Sound familiar? He might possess a level of intellect that surpasses anyone of either generation. He is that talented. I will never personally admit that he's better than Oki, but he has quite the feats, and I can see why people would say so. The only thing is, Osen values his life above anyone else's, which isn't always ideal. His original great comparison is Kosho. The moment we've all been waiting for is upon us. Having now laid out the abilities of the first and second generation of Chin 6 greats, what is the dream team? For my first pick in the SGA draft, the 6 Greats Association, I select Oki. Not much needs to be said. His martial might is insane, his intellect and strategic ability is insane, but his unmatched experience makes him the greatest character in the series and a non-negotiable choice. If Oki was there to witness Kyo participating in 100 battles, imagine the amount of battles he has been in, since he was already making a name for himself during this time. For my second pick in the SGA draft, I select Hakuki. Though he is a scourge to human life, there is no doubting the fear he instills in other kingdoms would be invaluable. To crush enemy morale before the battle is the easiest way to win. For my third pick in the SGA draft, I select KANKI. For the same reason, but also because his proficiency in guerrilla tactics and psychological warfare make him crucial in staying unpredictable and hard to counter. He isn't afraid to be underhanded and dishonorable, which is saying the least. Also similar to Yotenwa, I'd assume he has a diverse set of bandit tribes working under him. For my fourth pick in the SGA draft, I select Yotenwa. I think she has the strongest army. These are not only savage and extremely powerful mountain soldiers, but ones who possess unique skill sets. Not to mention, a single mountain soldier can take on multiple plainsfolk. Adding on to that, her own martial prowess is not to be trifled with, and her ability to lead that can honestly not be matched by anyone. She's a king. To put it into perspective, it's like having Sei out there leading all the time. For my fifth pick in the SGA draft, I select Osen. It is always nice to have a purely strategic mind on the team, and seeing as Osen has probably surpassed Kosho is my choice. We also know more about Osen than Kosho, and his feats to date have been, for the most part, very impressive. For my sixth and final pick in the SGA draft, I select Kyo. Hear me out. Yes, I could have chosen Mobu or someone else, but experience is king. Kyo participated in 100 battles and won 99 of them. She not only has more experience than the entire second generation, I think, but her sword mastery can likely only be overshadowed by Toe. There's no need for a Mobu when her martial might coupled with immense experience more than makes up for it. 3 from each generation. How perfect that it worked out like that. Anyway, if you made it to the end, thank you for tuning in. Did you enjoy this video? Consider leaving a like and a comment, sharing it with a friend, and subscribing for more Kingdom videos like this.